In the last 60 days, I have turned £200 into over £5,500 on Vinted. Let me show you how. Hi guys, if you're new here, my name's Connor of Thrifted Gems. I'm a part-time Vinted reseller, and I think I have found the blueprint to be able to make money on Vinted with hardly even leaving your house. Let me show you. Whether you're decluttering your old wardrobe or you're starting to actually make a real side hustle out of Vinted, there's so many different steps that you can follow to make real money on Vinted, and it's very easy to do. On Vinted, there's so many different brands that sell. You've got Nike, Patagonia, Rab, Carhartt, Ralph Lauren, New Balance, so many more. All these brands can make you so much money on Vinted, and people are just listing them up for a couple of pounds each because they don't know the true value of what these items are. The resale value in some of these items are insane. So if you're looking to start Vinted as a side hustle, let me give you these steps. Step 1. Go through your wardrobe and find some old clothes to sell. Don't need to be these brands that I've just listed. They can be anything really, anything that you don't want to wear anymore. Get them listed on Vinted, start making some money, and that will start your Vinted journey. Once you start making some sales, you'll start getting some good feedback, seller score will go up, and then everything like that creates a better overall profile for yourself to be able to make money on Vinted because people start trusting you more. Step 2 is you need to prepare your items. So what I mean by that is you need to lie the items flat in a nice neutral background. Natural light is best, but you can use simulated light if you have them. White light's not yellow because it really brings out the bad colours within all the clothes. You need to be able to show your items very nicely on the floor or on whatever surface you're using. If you are using a bed, make sure you've made the bed, make sure there's no creases in the covers, make sure there's nothing else on the floor, make sure you fold your items, guys. I cannot stress this enough. The amount of Vinted items I see that have basically a jumper bundled up on the floor, it's absolutely not going to sell. People do not want to think about the fact that someone else has already worn the item that they're buying. They want to basically think that it's brand new. Even though it's not brand new, they want to be able to feel that in themselves that it's brand new. So I'll show some items on screen here. This is exactly how you should be laying out your items. Tucked in at the armpit, folded down, maybe even arms in pockets if it's a jumper or a jacket. If it's shoes, make sure you use shoe trees. I cannot stress that enough. Shoe trees can take an item from £15 to £35. It's honestly that good. It just fills out the shoe, takes rid of all the creases, instantly more money. I would also suggest cleaning the products as well. So obviously clothes, clean them as you need to on Vinted. Shoes, you can get a scrubbing brush on Amazon, or you can just use a normal brush, some Fairy liquid, and you need to clean those shoes. That honestly, again, will take a £15 pair of trainers into a £35 pair of trainers. This is how you should lay out clothes, and this is how you should lay out shoes. So step 3 is going to be creating your first high converting listing. So what I mean by that is a nice title that's not got too much information in it, a good description, and also you need to price it at a good price point. So a title for me would be like the brand, the item itself, i.e. Nike Air Max 95s, black, UK size 9. That would be like a perfect title. You don't need anything more. You don't need to put RRP £200. You don't need to put hardly worn or anything like that in the title. It doesn't matter. The seller isn't, the buyer isn't going to see it. Anything like that can go in the description. And then for a description, I'll pop one on screen here. Something very simple, excellent condition as seen in photos, the size, the colour, any flaws if there is anything. And then at the bottom of all my descriptions I put trusted seller, 1 to 2 day shipping. That builds confidence from the buyer. They'll be able to see that, okay, this person has sold on Vinted before. They're going to make sure that the item's safe and protected when it's sent, and it just adds so much value to your item. The next step I'm going to talk about is actually listing your item. So once you've done all that, you're taking all your photos, you've made the best listing that you can make, you're going to post that item, that's fine. You're going to start seeing traction on that item, hopefully straight away. What you need to do after that is you need to either post another couple, depending on how many items you're selling, but you need to post another couple, but not post them all. Wait until the next day, and then post your next batch. If you can upload to Vinted every single day, it's going to increase that algorithm for you. Basically, Vinted's going to see that you upload more within a 30-day period, and they're going to push more traffic to your page. It basically pushes that algorithm to let people know that this person's uploaded again and again and again, and it just builds that confidence with the buyer, and it makes you get more sales on Vinted. You might be asking, how do I get my Vinted stock? Let me show you. I use what's called a monitor. So a Vinted monitor is basically, as soon as something pops up on Vinted, the monitor can instantly grab that item before it's even listed on Vinted. It's a good 8 to 12 seconds before it's even on Vinted. We can see it on our monitor, and then we can buy it straight away. So as you can see here, this is a Vinted monitor. Let me show you what it does. So you've got all these different channels. This is the UK Vinted, so you can see Nike, Nike ACG, Salomon, New Balance, New Balance, sorry, Adidas, Patagonia, Rab, all these massive brands that come up on Vinted almost every minute of the day. We are monitoring all of them. So this isn't my monitor, but I will give you the honest opinion of how I think it is, and I will tell you right now, I think it is amazing. The monitor's made me, as I say, over £1,500 in the last 2 months. It is brilliant. Without this monitor, I really would not be making anywhere near the amount of money that I'm making. What this Vinted monitor basically does is it captures everything that gets put onto Vinted before people on Vinted can even see it, and then we can get it in this group before anyone else. Let me just take you through some of the features of the monitor. So you can see there's group successes in there so that the members can tell us what they've picked up, how much they've paid, and then the selling successes to tell us what they managed to get for the products as well. There's milestones in there, I won't show them, but there's definitely some brilliant milestones for people that have hit it in the last 30 days, 60 days, as I say. Now you can see here that this is the Vinted UK monitor, but this monitor covers over 20 countries across Europe. Here you've got the UK, but it also does things like Poland, Sweden, Italy, Netherlands, Portugal, Finland, Denmark, Czech Republic, Croatia, Romania, Greece, Hungary. Most countries across Europe, this will monitor their Vintage. Now I know a lot of countries in Europe share their Vintage, which means you can send to different countries, but for the UK, you can only use it within the UK. You can see here that there's a thing called a fast buy button, where basically the second it appears here, it's going to be on here before it's on Vinted for a good 8 to 10 seconds. So let me see if we can get some pickups. The Air Force trainers for £15, they would have been a good option, but I slept on them, so they've definitely already went. We'll take a look at night clothing, because this time of night, as I'm filming just now, it's 9:20 on a Thursday night. There usually should be a decent amount of. You can see in there, it's covering football shirts, shorts, gilets, jackets, running jackets, anything that's posted will be covered here as well. So something just came up there, it was the New Balance 410s, popped up 25 seconds ago. We've already hit this wee fast buy option, let's see if we get it. We've got a wee notification there. Yep, we got that, just that easy. Size 8, New Balance, £10, so probably about £13 all in. They should be able to get cleaned and sold for minimum 25-30. You can see here some of the other things that I've got recently, these 6.5 Nikes. The second they came up, they were bought instantly. They'll get delivered to the post. These Nike Reacts as well, they came up in a size 11. I think they were like £12 delivered. Absolutely steal for them. I'm going to be able to clean them up and sell them for £34 or above. It's just being on the Vinted monitor for 5-10 minutes, you'll be able to pick up steals throughout the day. If you're not looking to buy so much stock instantly, you can pop on it on your phone, you can pop on it on your iPad, get stock for however much money you want to spend, and then you can jump off again. It's that easy. Then you can list your items, sell them, get the money back, and go again. This is how easy it is to make a side hustle doing Vinted. Like, you can see the amount of shoes that are coming up on Vinted just now as well, because of the time of night. These Air Force Ones, brand new box for £40, 0 rating. I would never buy these, this is a fake account. One thing I would say is you do need to watch for fakes on Vinted. I don't know if this has ever been an issue before, but just now, there's so many fakes on Vinted. So within your monitor, we have something called a legit check, where basically if you buy something, you can post it in there and someone will be able to tell you if it's real or not, making it obviously so much easier to be able to spot the fakes, return them, get your money back, and not be selling fakes on your Vinted to risk getting banned. We'll try and get one more steal just to show you quickly how easy it is. You may think all this stuff that people are just listing from the wardrobe isn't really worth money, but there's so much stuff that's worth money. Like that orange Nike Miler top, you can pick them up for £7-8 delivered on Vinted, and then there you go, list that for 15. That's actually quite cheap as well. You should be able to list that for like 18 or 19. Get a good profit on that. Reactive shorts here, let's see if we can get these. So Nike size medium reactive sports shorts. These are actually Miler shorts. So I bought a Miler yesterday that's a size medium as well, and this is why I always go for black shorts. I will just pair them up and sell them as a bundle, and there you see there we picked them up as well. So that's it guys, that's how easy it really is. Imagine you're spending 2-3 hours on them a night if you had the time to, or if you wanted to. It really is that easy to make money on Vinted, and it really is using this monitor as well. So I will leave the link down below for this monitor. Feel free to check it out. Use code THRIFTED30. That'll get you 30% off your first month, so you can try it out. And if you don't like it, then obviously you don't need to renew. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. But until then, I'll see you in the next video. See you after.